This is a video of the polynomial function review. What are the zeros here? So you have to equate each factor to 0. So x plus 5 squared equals 0. Or x plus 2 equals 0. Or x minus 4 cubed equals 0. You want to solve each one of those equations there. So taking the square root here, get the cursor on the next line. Take the square root of both sides. You have x plus 5 equals 0. And then subtract 5 from both sides. X is negative 5. The middle equation, subtract 2 from both sides. You get x equal negative 2. And this last one, take the cube root of both sides. And then add 4. And then give the multiplicity of each 0, negative 5, negative 5 has a multiplicity of 2. And negative 2 has a multiplicity of 1. And 4 is the multiplicity of 3. And the way I'm getting the multiplicity is this exponent here. So negative 5 has a multiplicity of 2. The exponent of this would be a 1. And the exponent here is 3. So if you add these together, 2 plus 1 plus 3 is 6. And that's also the degree of the equation. The leading coefficient is negative 3. The degree is 6. You're adding all the exponents together there. And based on leading coefficient and the degree, so negative and even, then both ends would go down. So that's this one. And number 2, as x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches infinity. And then as x approaches positive infinity, f of x approaches negative infinity. And is the degree even or odd? It's odd. And how do I know? Because both ends go in opposite directions. So that's an odd degree when both ends go in opposite directions. The x-intercept at 0 and 6. And the y-intercept is at 0. Or you could write the order pairs. I'll give you credit for either. And then 1b, the local minimum, is 0, 0. Or you could just write the y value. And then the local Oh, that's the minimum. So the maximum is at 432. And I could just write 4, or maybe 32 for that, the y value. And then the minimum, 0, 0, or the y value, 0. Increasing is from x is 0 to 4. Or you could write the inequality. And decreasing, it would be negative infinity to 0, and 4 to infinity. Slide 4, f of x plus g of x. We have x cubed plus 5x minus 11 plus 5 x to the fourth minus 2x cubed, and then minus 4x, and then just combine the like terms together, 5x to the fourth, and then x cubed minus 2x cubed is minus x cubed, and then there's no x squared terms. The x terms is minus 9x, and then the constant term is minus 11. And then g of x, 5x to the fourth, minus 2x cubed, minus 4x, and then you want to do the opposite of each of the terms in f of x, so minus x cubed minus 5x, and then plus 11. And then combine like terms, 5x to the fourth, minus 3x cubed, minus 9x, and plus 11. And then multiplying them together, so you want to distribute the x cubed all these, the 5x to each of these, and the negative 11 to all these. So what does it look like if I would write it out in parentheses? X cubed plus 5x minus 11, and then I'm multiplying that times g of x, 5x to the fourth, minus 2x cubed, minus 4x, and distributing the x cubed to everything. I'm going to have 5x to the seventh, minus 2x to the sixth, minus 4x to the fourth, And then plus 25 x to the fifth minus 10x to the fourth minus 20x squared. And then finally distribute the negative 11 to everything, minus 55x to the fourth plus 22x cubed, and then plus 44x. And then I want to scroll through here and add the like terms. So there's only one term with x to the seventh in it. It's 5x to the seventh. And I think there's only one term with x to the sixth in it. It's minus 2x to the sixth. And then the x to the fifth terms, you got 25x to the fifth. And that's the only term with x to the fifth in it. X to the fourth term is negative 54 and the 55. Minus 10 is 65. Minus 4 is 69. And then the x cubed term is 22 x cubed. And that's the only x cubed term. And then x squared terms, minus 20x squared, and then plus 44x. So reading the whole polynomial, 5x to the seventh minus 2x squared plus 25x to the fifth minus 69x to the fourth plus 22x cubed minus 20x squared plus 44x. So if I multiply these together, you see that I get something, this degree 7, that's the highest power of x. And what's the NP behavior? Well, this is positive and odd. Positive and odd means that the left goes down and the right goes up. It's this one here. And then number 5, if I use synthetic division here, would be negative 4. And then in the bracket is a 2, 3, negative 11, 10. Bring down the 2, multiply, negative 8. Add, you get negative 5. Multiply, you get 20. Add, you get 9. Multiply, you get negative 36. And add, you get negative 26. So that's my remainder there in this bracket here. So I started with the cube. So this is 2x squared minus 5x plus 9 minus 26 over the divisor, x plus 4. So I can write that in here. The answer x squared minus 5x plus 9. And then number 6, I can use synthetic division again because this has an exponent of 1, no leading coefficient. So I'm going to do 9 on the outside. In the bracket is 1, negative 8, negative 7, negative 18. So bring down the 1, multiply, add. 9 times 1 is 9. Add those together, get a 2. 9 times 2 is 18. Get a remainder 0. So this answer would be x squared plus x plus 2. And since I don't have a remainder, it's just, if I wanted to show the factored form, it doesn't ask for that, but may on your progress check. So the factored form of this original polynomial expression is x minus 9 times x squared plus x plus 2. And then find the zeros. So you have 3x minus 1 equals 0. Or x squared minus 10x minus 11 equals 0. So the first equation, 3x equal 1, and then divide both sides by 3. X is 1/3. Over here, you want to factor this. So the factors of 11, that negative 11, that give you negative 10. X minus 11 and x plus 1. And then equate each factor to 0. X minus 11 equals 0. Or x plus 1 equals 0. X equal 11. Or x equal negative 1. So you get 3 answers, 1/3, 11, or negative 1. And the next one, I'm going to do the same thing. 5x minus 3 equals 0. Or x squared minus 2x plus 17 equals 0. So in the first equation, add 3 to both sides, and then divide by 5. And then here you need to use the quadratic formula or complete the square. So I'm going to go ahead and use quadratic formula. So the opposite of -2 is 2. Plus or minus square root of 2 squared would be 4. Minus 4 times 1. Times 17. This whole thing in parentheses here. And then divided by 2. And then I want to do the math under the radical here. Four minus 68. That's negative 64. So 2 plus or minus square root of negative 64 would be 8i over 2. And I can simplify that further. If you gave me that answer, I'd probably accept that. But everything's divisible by 2, so 1 plus or minus 4i. So 3/5, 1 plus 4i and 1 minus 4i. And this one, equating each factor to 0. So the first two are easy to solve. X equal -4 or x equal 1. And here I have to use the quadratic formula again. So the opposite of 6 plus or minus square root of 36 minus 4 times 1 times 18. And I have to put parentheses around this whole thing to divide by 2 times a, which is 2. And doing the math inside the radical, -6 plus or minus 32 minus 4 times 18 would be 40, and 32 would be 72. And then on the math under the radical, -32 minus 72 is -40. And divided by 2. And then pull your eye out here. And I'll let you keep it that way. Can simplify radicals here, but I'm not going to require you to do that. What's going on here? I square root 40 by 2. We can just leave it like that. All right, once again, this one's add, subtract, multiply, find the degree, find the end behavior. So f of x plus g of x so just adding the like terms together. Six x squared, whoops, we go with the highest power first, so x to the 7th. And then in descending order, plus 6x squared plus x, and then minus 18. And then the next one, the f of x function, and then subtract the g of x function. So that's why the order is important in subtraction here. So, whoops, this should be a minus, and this should be a plus. So just do the opposite of these three terms and then add them together. So negative x to the 7th plus 6x squared minus 7x plus 20. And then multiply them together. So multiply everything, distribute 6x squared to the three terms in g of x. So you'd have 6x to the ninth minus 20 or plus 24x cubed minus 6 times 19 would be 60 and 54. This is 114. Alright, and then distribute the negative 3x to all the terms. So minus 3x to the 8th minus 12x squared plus 3 times 19, 30 and 27, 57 x, and then distribute the 1 to everything. X to the 7th plus 4x minus 19. Then you want to combine like terms, so the highest power of x looks like x to the 9th there, 6x to the 9th. Minus 3x to the 8th. And then I have 1x to the 7th. And that's it. So x to the 7th comes next. I don't think there's any x to the 6th there. Oh. 5, 4, no. 3, yep. 24x cubed. Any x squared terms? Yep. Minus 114x squared. And minus 12x squared. So be minus 126x squared. And then here's a 4x. And a 57x would be 61x. And then the constant term, I got a negative 19. And that's it. So minus 19. So the final answer, 6x to the 9th minus 3x to the 8th plus x squared, x to the 7th plus 24x cubed minus 126x squared plus 61x minus 19. So this is degree 2 and this is degree 7. So degree 9 right there. What's the end behavior? So this is odd. Positive would be the left side goes down, the right side goes up.